All right, we are back. I am super excited to introduce you to one of our amazing career coaches here at Classy Career Girl, who just got certified and just graduated. So, everyone, please welcome Michelle on live here today. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Anna. It's absolutely great to be here with you today.
I'm so excited to talk with you and hear about your journey over the last 6 months we've gotten to work together. So tell me more about you, when you started our certification program, where were you working? Where do you live? Tell us all about you.
Okay, well, I am based in the UK. I live in Birmingham, which is kind of the middle of England, central England. I am married to Dean, and we have three little boys. And in terms of career, I have been a lawyer for a good near enough 18 years now. And for the last few years, I felt the nudge of I wanted a change, but didn't quite know what the change was. And I think I came across one of your blog posts and I signed up to the emails and I've been following you ever since. Quite happily. And then last year, I decided that I would take the leap and just join CRP, which I did. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised at the level of content that you provided and the level of detail. And I thought, actually, working through some of the phases, I thought, I'm really enjoying this. And it cemented that I wanted to be a career coach. And I looked at like the ICF type qualifications, and I thought, I know that's something that I want to do, but before I incur that cost, I need to know that I can actually get it working as a business. So your program, which focused on the career coaching skills, the soft skills that you need in terms of dealing with daily practice, but more importantly, how do you become a career coach where you can actually have a sustainable business that works around family and me just having downtime. And that's why I invested in the certification program. And I have to say, it's been a complete blast. And blast in England is a good thing, it's a positive thing.
I love that. Because I remember when you started, I mean, you're busy, right? You have a lot going on. So what was that a worry as far as like how am I going to find the time for this?
It was, but at the same time, I'm quite a focused person, and I had because I booked on the program with the bonuses, I got to speak to you quite early doors.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talked about was the calendar, and I was quite honest in terms of the level of time that I had. And hearing you say that you could do it in an hour, I think it was an hour a week, I think you said initially. And I thought I could definitely do that. I spend about an hour a week probably surfing on social media. So if I could find the time. And if I could do simply an hour, which would lead to certification, it meant that I had a roadmap from where I was in terms of the career change of where I wanted to go. And so that was really comforting as I went through the program that I wasn't coasting, but I knew that the time that I had to invest it well and really focus on not just reading the information or watching the information, but taking action. And the way that you taught the program allowed me to watch the video and then take an initial step straight away.
I love that. So what were some of like the challenges that you had before starting certification, like getting this business up and running yourself? What were some of those worries you had?
I think one of the main ones, I have been a lawyer straight out of college. So I've always been employed. I've always had that comfort blanket and concerned around can I actually be a business owner? But what I realized, I was quite senior in my role in law and ran a national team, is that I was actually building somebody else's business every day, but I didn't have the ownership of it. And so those skills were transferable, but I only learnt that by doing the program. I think the mindset was something that I had to work on daily, and the mindset actions that I took enabled me to then take the steps and actually see that it was true that I could do it and I could deliver. The obvious one was time. Have I got enough time to do it? Where does it work in terms of having family and having a career that's quite demanding? But then I also thought, well, if I don't do anything, the fear of no change was more of a fear than what the fear on the other side, which is it could actually be quite positive and this could actually work out for me if I committed to the program. And I think I did because I was saying to you 2 years to get it done. And you were like, oh, actually, I think you probably could do it in 6 to 9 months. And I think I actually did in the end.
Oh yes, you did. You did. I remember you took a lot of action. You were ready for your like business launch session. You were the first one in the group. Like you were speeding through for sure. So yeah, I feel like you got a lot of clarity too in that first bonus call too with me. And like that kind of from there on, you were just kind of because you got that initial clarity, you were just like you knew what to do.
Hmm.
So I love that you said that you started in CRP too. So for those that don't know, that is Corporate Rescue Plan. So that's our employee to entrepreneur training program. So what did you think of the success path in there first? Like when you first started going through there, what was that first action that you were starting in there?
I think I actually followed what you said, which was start with phase zero, start assuming that I knew things and actually just followed the program. And it was a very clear set out roadmap. And so even though I was in phase zero, I knew where I was going and the steps that need to happen and the things that I needed to do in terms of the program. With the checklist, it was really supportive. I could literally tick off, and I'm a ticker. So if I get
Yes.
a checklist, and I tick things off, it makes me happy. So having those actionable steps day by day with the roadmap, and I literally thought, let me not have any preconceptions of where I am in this process and just start at phase zero. And it was the best thing because I think that clarity and that continuous engagement and support that I got at the early stages of the program then allowed me to accelerate quicker, like you said.
Yes, yeah, you had the clarity for sure. And then what was the moment where you were like, I want to do like going from the corporate rescue plan to certification? Did you have a moment where you were like, I want to be a career coach? Like, what was that like?
I think I always knew I was good at mentoring at work with colleagues, and it was something that I always wanted to do, but I didn't know how to go about it. And I was very clear in my mind that as much as I wanted a hobby, it had to be a hobby that would actually be profitable, that I could consider thinking about leaving my job in the long term. And I think that's where the program was really helpful because even in CRP, you talk about the financial model and about your personal finances and what the steps are to make a 10K business. So when I had that in place, then I could say, well, actually, this is a route that's going to work for me and my family. And I could think about then progressing at pace because I was confident in where I was going.
Mhm. Yeah, you had a vision. Like you had a clear vision, so you knew what the future holds, and you still do. And that's exciting. Like I can tell that it's exciting to keep working on this thing that you're passionate about too in the future.
Definitely. Definitely. I think it's I think now that I'm doing the work of running the business, the passion certainly helps because you do quite a lot of work and you have to learn about the numbers game in terms of sales and all the rest of it. So having the passion is really important to keep you going.
Definitely. So what do you think would have happened if you hadn't joined certification?
I think I would be still in my day job, thinking about possibilities, but having no route, of how to get there, of how to get out, of how to spend more time with the family. And I would be having that sinking feeling on a Sunday night as I thought about Monday and the working week to come.
Mm, I remember that feeling. I just like you say it and I'm like, oh, it's just like you're just stuck in that cycle. So I'm so glad that you committed and oh, so tell us all about, what has happened since you launched your business, what's happening now, like what have you experienced?
Well, I registered the company. It's called Transforming Her Work International, and we are a women coaching business that specialise in women and gender and race issues, sorry, to help women progress up the career ladder. I specialise in the built environment, so I work with architects, lawyers, planners, developers, financiers, all people, women who are connected within the built environment space to help them. It's very male dominated and it's not very diverse in the boardroom. So I help people from the level of first management scale all the way up. And it's been amazing. I think I launched my business only a couple of weeks ago, and I launched on the Monday, and I had my first sales call on the Wednesday. It was amazing. I didn't expect that. I launched on LinkedIn and thought, okay, I've got the program. I know the steps that I need to do, and it's kind of a waiting game. And somebody popped up and said, I embrace what you're saying, and I'd like some career support. So went on in and helped her, and I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back, and I think aside from that, I feel like my stress levels have decreased. And you would think starting a business, your stress levels would be through the roof, but it's actually less at the moment anyway than it was when I was in my full-time career. And I can do drop off, pick up,
Yay.
and I can think about doing things that are kind of fun, rather than continuously working to make my chargeable hours, to make my team billing targets. I can actually think about having flexibility with my time, and that brings not happiness all the time, but gives me a sense of joy and peace.
Love that. And I love that you're doing the leadership specialization too, because there's so many women that need that and you're going to be able to help them and everything too. So
Yeah.
I love that. Um, awesome. So what would be your words of wisdom for someone who's like thinking of going through a big career change, leaving that day job just like you did? Like what would you tell them?
I would say follow your passion, but do it from a place of wisdom. So you hear lots of people talking about, jump on social media and within 10 minutes you'll have made $1 million. That does not happen. But I would say that if you have a passion, follow it through with wisdom. Seek out training courses, develop yourself, do discovery calls to find out what you're passionate about, and then run with it. But don't expect all the answers to come at once. It's a journey, and you have to be excited about the end, but also enjoy every step of that journey.
Definitely. Yeah, and I love that you had gone through the program too, so you really were ready for that sales call when it came too. You were like, you were ready for it. And I feel like
Yeah,
sometimes people shy away from the sales calls because they don't feel ready. And you can't, if you don't make sales, you can't coach and help people. So I love
exactly.
that you did the work and so you were ready when that person came and you're able to help her now.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So where can people find you online?
I am on LinkedIn, so connect with me there, Michelle Knight. And it's a wonderful space. I try and post regularly, so at least 3 times a week, to share my career story and news. But also, I do a little bit of behind the scenes, and I do try and do a live webinar from time to time. So connect with me on LinkedIn, and let's see how I can support you in your journey.
Awesome. And you can also find Michelle on our career coach directory on our classycareergirl.com /directory page as well too. So if you can't find her on LinkedIn, just head on over to the directory and you can find all her information there as well. And then if you are interested in becoming a certified career coach at Classy Career Girl, you can always take our free training, which I think Michelle did too. That was probably one of the first things that you did as well at classycareergirl.com /career coach webinar, where we kind of walk you through the beginning stages of launching your career coach business and give you a startup kit and everything like that. So thank you so much, Michelle, for joining me. Tell me what are you excited about in 2025? Like what's next for you in your coaching business? What are you excited about?
I am excited for the next 6 months. Is all about collaboration, and connecting with other people in this space to support them and me to deliver the coaching. And then beyond that, it is about being an expert in sales, basically. At the moment, I am doing sales consistently, but I want to up my game, and think about, at the moment, I do one-to-one coaching, but eventually I'd like to do group coaching. So it's sticking with the program, the alumni program, to learn all about that as well.
Awesome. I love that. And then make sure we're always adding these sales resources as well for our coaches that have graduated and you get to come to all of our quarterly training and planning events too. So we'll continue to make sure you continue to grow this year as well too. Thank you so
Great.
much, Michelle. Excited for
Thank
you.
you.
It's so fun to talk with you and celebrate your journey as you've gone through and worked so hard. So congratulations to you. And I know there's so many women that you're going to be able to help now. So congrats.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna, and take care.
You're welcome.